Today, I wanted to share with you some tips or suggestions on how to incorporate your SCA experiences into a job application to put it on your resume, your CV, or even when you are having, say, a conversation with family or friends who are not aware of the terminology within the SCA. Hopefully this will help. But before we get started, hello, my name is Lynn and welcome to my channel. If you get a moment, please select thumbs up that you like the video. It helps with the algorithm. If you have questions or comments during the video, please post them below, and please click subscribe and ring the bell to be updated when new videos come out. So first and foremost is the question of what is the SCA? You might encounter this, say, if you meet someone new, if you are talking with friends who don't know exactly what it is that you do, or say you're at a demo and you're surrounded by people who don't know exactly what the SCA is. They've never heard of it. So what is the SCA? The SCA is the Society for Creative Anachronism. My typical go-to response is that we are an international educational nonprofit organization that studies and recreates the years 600 to 1600 respectively. Or as a friend once described it many years ago, she would ask someone at the demo, have you heard of Civil War reenactment? That's us, but we're medieval. It gives people an idea of what it is what we do. That because you might encounter people who think the SCA is a Renaissance festival. Are you like that? And Renaissance festivals are for profit, we're non-profit. Renaissance festivals, you go just in your jeans and t-shirt and watch other people dress up. Unless you're one of the actors, then you are the person dressed up, whereas in the SCA, you are the person dressing up and actually doing the things rather than having it be a spectator sport. But long story short, the SCA, nonprofit organization, and that's where you want to incorporate the nonprofit and your experiences in your resume. So first and foremost, when filling out a job application or typing up your resume, you want to focus on your experiences. So instead of using terminology used within the SCA, focus on things such as teamwork, team building skills. Did you do public speaking? Did you do service? Did you teach a class? Use things that can be used in the outside world and that terminology. For example, if say you were an Exchequer. Exchequer is SCA terminology for treasurer. So instead of saying Exchequer on your application or your job application or your resume, you can put that you were a treasurer for your local group, your regional group, your kingdom group, depending on what office or what level your office was in. The same goes for if you were a chronicler. Guess what? You're a secretary. If you are a seneschal, you are president. And just find ways to use the job and your experience in SCA and how does that translate to a regular modern job. So with this is where you can focus on your skills-based approach. And with this, that means if, say you were in charge of an event, you were the event steward, you were the autocrat, guess what? You led a team. So focus on it as being a leader and not using the word autocrat or event steward. Were you the herald during a kingdom court, for example? Guess what? That is public speaking. So find your experience and then use that experience. You might have to change up the terminology. It's still the same thing. You were speaking in public as a herald, but people may not understand what a herald is. So just that you did a public speaking event at your local or regional crosses over kingdom, though that might not transfer over. So maybe say at a tri-state event, if say 3 states were involved, or at a state event, something that shows how big of a region, if it was citywide, statewide, use terminology that people can use in the real world and that everyone understands. Also, when filling out a job application or your resume and you are using any SCA experiences, you want to use only the experiences that are relevant to the job that you are applying for. So For example, we'll just say I'm applying maybe to a hospital to be in charge of all of the volunteers at that hospital. Well, then I want to focus on my experience as a service provider, maybe leading a team of service-oriented people. So if, say, in the SCA, you are a Pelican and you do service stuff, then this might be a way to take that service level and translate it into something that works on your job application. On your resume, on your CV, you also have to keep in mind the terminology that you use. You might want to say things like if you are proficient in historical research, or whatever your experience is that makes you proficient in that area. You could say you were collaborative in a team building exercise. In the end, just avoid using SCA terminology when talking to someone who is outside of the SCA. If you're filling out a job application or you're putting together your resume, use terminology that can transfer, that everyone understands. Pretty much everyone understands president or exchequer. They may not understand seneschal or exchequer chronicler. So you want to use terminology that everyone understands. Also, you want to tailor your resume or what you're filling out on your job application, tailor it to the experiences that you've had within the SCA, and you want to word it or phrase it so that your experiences reflect the experience you have, your knowledge that applies to that job that you are applying for. I hope this video has proved useful to you, because especially depending on how long you've been in the SCA and how much experience you have within the SCA, I feel you should not discount what you've done just because others outside the group may not understand the terminology. So if you are able to translate what it is you've been doing for the last 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is you've done, and translate that experience and make yourself more marketable on your job application, on your resume, or just to have family and friends maybe have a better understanding of exactly what it is you do in the SCA, then hopefully this will have proved useful. And if you get a moment, please check out the videos on the side of the page. If you enjoyed this video, please select thumbs up, and please click subscribe and ring the bell to be updated when new videos come out.